This lesson is about plugins for Lightroom and Photoshop, and easily the most used one is the Google Nik Collection. It has some amazing plugins for Lightroom and for Photoshop. And just type in to Google Lightroom plugins, Google, and you'll get the Google Nik Collection, which comes up. It's an amazing thing, and it gives you so many different ones that Sharpener Pro is one of the best. And HDR Effects Pro, there's all this stuff is in here. Silver Effects Pro, which I use all the time. Color Effects Pro is another good one, which I don't use that much, but other people do. And it's free. Google purchased Nik, and I think I bought the original version here for $150 or something, and now it's free. So I think this is new. Each HDR Effects Pro, I think, might be new. Anyway, that said, this is where you need to go to download this. It's unbelievable. It works great. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to go to Lightroom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. I'm going to be in the library module. I'm going to pick this image right here. It has a really nasty magenta cast to it up here. It's from an older lens. I use a lens from the 1960s, 21 millimeter lens. The only problem is the rear element gets too close to the sensor, so therefore we get these nasty edges on here. So anyway, what I want to do is I want to change this to a black and white image. So I'm going to hit D for develop, and I'm going to go up here to photo, edit in, and go right down here to Silver Effects Pro. As you can see, the other ones are in here. I also have perfect resize and on-one resize, which enables me to blow images up to a very large size. Anyway, I'm going to pick Silver Effects Pro 2, and it's going to take a little while for it to build. But when it does, you'll see that they actually give you preset choices that I like to use one in particular, but and I'll show you which one that is. But it gives you a lot of choices, and I'm going to show you exactly what, this is just black and white. I'm going to show you what it does to it. And this is just really an overview of what plugins can do inside Lightroom. Okay, so as you can see, this is a neutral balance of this image that had this nastiness going on up here, but in black and white, you can't see it at all. It's got some nice tones in it. Right here, we got some areas that I can click on this, and it'll show me my this right here is the what do you call it, the Ansel Adams zone system. So this 0 here shows me all the areas that are in the 0 area or the 10 area, which is over in here. So anyway, as you can see, there's high contrast, there's overexposed, which some people like to use for wedding photography. There's high structure, which is my favorite. Gives me a lot of detail. I love the way it looks. The zone system, it shows you where everything is. It's perfect. So anyway, it goes down here, and there's more. This is high structure. I'm not really sure if it's rough or smooth. This is harsh. This one is smooth. But you can see that the different presets do different things to it. This is full dynamic range, which is kind of interesting as well. This is full dynamic smooth. So another one that I've used from time to time, I like fine art process. I like that look a little bit. And there's another one here. I've used wet rocks a couple of times. Gives it more of a contrasty look. But full contrast and spectrum is more like an HDR look at black and white. And I've used that a couple of times. But as you can see in this image, I don't like it because it opens up the right side too much and the left-hand side too much. This is pretty cool. But I'm going to go right back to my, my fallback one, which is high structure, harsh, because I really like the way that looks. Now, you can adjust the brightness inside this. See, I can darken it up a little bit because I would probably do that. You can add more contrast, more structure. Then what this is going to do is, and I don't want to forget this, I can also make this look like like different types of film as well. So this is even more insane. So if I go to Tri-X, you can see how contrasty Tri-X is. T-Max is probably not as contrasty. They don't have T-Max 100 in here, which is too bad. Or do they? Let's see, 100. Yep, T-Max 100. Come on, you can do it. Now it's taking its time. But this is a film that I used when I was younger. Oh, you know what? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to T-Max 100, then I'm going to bring this back up a bit. But you can see that the T-Max 100, it blocks up the dark areas. Just like film, there's just not nearly as much dynamic range. Anyway, what's going to happen here is it's going to save this out as this number right here as an edit TIFF, and it's going to go right into my Lightroom catalog, which is kind of neat. And I use this for all my black and white conversions because it gives me these presets. I don't have to monkey around with it. I mean, but if I want to, I can. So if you have Lightroom or if you have Photoshop, you might want to think about adding these presets or these plugins. All right, come on, you can do it. I don't know why it's got a problem here, but it does. Oh, it's just taking its time. All right, there it is. All right, so there you have it. Those are plugins inside Lightroom and Photoshop, and there's dozens more, and there's dozens more presets you can also purchase. But this one is free, doesn't cost you a dime, and the presets that are given you with Lightroom or with the Nik Collection or something. You know what? Let's. I don't want to. Let's see what else I can do here. All right. I used a different lens with this one, or did I? No, I guess I didn't. I thought I'd used another lens. As you can see, I've already converted a lot of these to black and white. All right, let's pull this one up and see what happens. We'll go over here to Photo and Edit, and we'll do Color Effects Pro 2. And what it'll give me is it'll give me some point here. There we go. It'll also give me presets that I can do to play with this. I happen to like this picture, but I've got these problems with the outside. I really like the color on this, and I may try to mess with this at some point so that I can get rid of the magenta on the sides, which I don't know how easy that's going to be, but we're going to try it. It's preparing this file for editing. We'll see what happens here. I just hope it doesn't take too long because this video is getting long as it is. All right, here we go. It's doing its thing. But you can see all of the color controls that it has over here. Different kinds of film, everything. Let's see. I don't know if I'd use any of these things. Oh my God. All right, so it also gives you black and white conversion. All right, so let's go to landscape and see if we can warm it up a little bit. Yeah, I guess it warmed it up a little bit. Cross processing, I don't know what any of this stuff means. I don't even know what graduated fog means. That's what it means. Polarization. Really? Oh, I see. So you get strong polarization, supple. They kind of all look the same to me. Anyway, another interesting way to use a plugin for Lightroom and Photoshop. So that's it for this lesson in Lightroom.